What if everything you want is already waiting for you, not in the future, but in your mindset? What if the only thing standing between you and the life you desire is belief? Not hope, not maybe, but unshakable certainty that it's already yours. This isn't wishful thinking. This is mental discipline. This is about training your mind to stop doubting, start aligning, and think like it already happened. Because the truth is simple. You become what you believe. So it's time to believe like it's done. Chapter 1. Believe first. The mind accepts what you feed it. Your mind doesn't question, it absorbs. It takes what you feed it and turns it into belief. If you tell yourself you're not ready, not good enough, or not worthy, your mind believes it. But the same rule applies in reverse. Feed it strength, feed it certainty, and it begins to shape your reality around that. What you believe on the inside shapes what you experience on the outside. Doubt trains your mind to retreat. Belief trains your mind to advance. Every time you choose belief, you're programming your brain to expect success, not fear it. You don't need proof to believe. You need belief to see proof. That's the shift. Your thoughts create signals. Those signals create actions, and those actions create results. If the root is belief, the fruit is progress. If you start each day feeding your mind with doubt, the world feels heavy. But if you start by telling yourself, "This is already mine," your body moves differently. You walk with focus. You act with power. You begin to manifest what once felt distant. The mind is always listening. So feed it something powerful. Speak like the result is done. Think like the opportunity is already yours. Believe like the delay is just preparation. Because what your mind accepts, your life begins to reflect. Chapter 2. Your vision must be stronger than your reality. Reality can lie to you. It shows you the limits, not the possibilities. It reflects what is, not what could be. That's why your vision must be stronger. If you only react to what you see, you'll stay stuck. But if you move based on what you believe, you start creating something greater. Your vision is your internal compass. Even when things look wrong on the outside, vision reminds you what's still possible. It speaks louder than doubt, clearer than fear, and deeper than setbacks. Without vision, you're a prisoner to your current circumstances. When life tests you, your vision is your anchor. It keeps you steady when the numbers are low, when the progress is slow, when the path looks unclear. The stronger your vision, the less your reality can shake you. Your current situation is temporary, but your vision is permanent if you choose to protect it. See beyond your bills. See beyond your pain. See beyond the noise. Focus on the future that hasn't happened yet, but will if you keep believing. Vision doesn't ignore reality. It leads it. It says, yes, this is where I am, but it's not where I'm staying. And every time you choose vision over fear, belief over evidence, you get one step closer to becoming the version of you who already owns the dream. Chapter 3. Speak it like it's done. Words shape outcomes. Your words are not just sound, they are instructions. Every sentence you speak programs your mind and shapes your energy. If you keep saying, I hope, maybe, or someday, you're delaying your own breakthrough. Speak like it's already done, because the mind listens to tone more than timing. Words are tools of manifestation. When you say, I am successful, your brain begins to align your behavior with that identity. But when you say, I'll never figure it out, your brain shuts the door on creativity and growth. What you speak becomes what you expect. Change your language and you change your outcome. Stop speaking from where you are. Start speaking from where you're going. Not, I wish I could, but I'm becoming the kind of person who will. That shift changes everything. The universe responds to bold belief, and bold belief speaks in certainty. It doesn't beg, it doesn't doubt, it claims. Your words are either building your future or reinforcing your fear. Choose to speak with purpose. Speak with clarity, speak with faith. Speak even before the evidence shows up. Because when you speak like it's done, your energy shifts, your actions follow, and your world begins to match the words you planted. Chapter 4. Train your thoughts to expect the win. Winning starts in your thinking long before it shows in your life. If your mind is filled with hesitation, your actions will move with hesitation. But when you train your thoughts to expect success, your body, your energy, and your choices begin to match that mindset. Expecting the win doesn't mean ignoring challenges. It means seeing the obstacles and still believing the outcome will be in your favor. It's a decision to mentally rehearse progress, not failure, to see opportunity, not limitation. The brain follows patterns. If you constantly tell yourself things never work out, your mind begins to search for evidence to support that. But when you declare that things always fall into place for you, your brain works to make that true. Your thoughts are seeds. If you keep planting fear, lack, and negativity, don't be surprised when those things grow. But if you plant confidence, belief, and expectation, you start to harvest a completely different life. People think winning is luck, but it's usually alignment. When your thoughts align with success, your steps follow. You walk with sharper focus, speak with greater conviction, and move with quiet power that others can feel. Doubt may knock, but you don't have to open the door. You can train your mind to recognize the pattern, reject it, and replace it. That's how winners are built, not by avoiding doubt, but by mastering their response to it. Repetition is your advantage. Thoughts become beliefs through repetition. So repeat what empowers you. I always find a way. My effort creates my outcome. Good things are working for me right now. Say it until your mind accepts it. It's not enough to want to win. You have to expect it. Wanting is passive. Expecting is active. It makes you look for ways forward instead of reasons to give up. That shift changes the entire direction of your life. Every time you catch yourself preparing for the worst, stop. Flip it. Train yourself to prepare for the best, not blindly, but faithfully, with the kind of focus that says, no matter what it looks like, I'm still moving toward the win. Winners aren't just built in gyms or boardrooms, they're built in silence, in private battles with their own thinking. They face fear, insecurity, and resistance, and retrain those thoughts to believe in breakthrough. If you expect struggle, you invite it. If you expect success, you begin to notice doors others miss. You speak with more certainty, you work with more intensity, and your energy becomes magnetic to opportunity. Don't let old experiences train you to expect the worst. Just because it didn't work before doesn't mean it won't now. You're wiser, stronger, more aligned. Let your thoughts reflect who you are becoming, not who you used to be. People will call you unrealistic when you start expecting to win. Let them. What they call delusion is really clarity in disguise. You see things differently because you're building something they haven't imagined yet. The more you train your mind to win, the less you fear losing. Because your belief becomes bigger than your failure. Even if something goes wrong, your thinking is already wired to bounce back and try again. Winners don't just think positively, they think accurately. They see the challenge, but they believe in their ability to grow through it. Their mindset isn't about hype, it's about preparation, clarity, and calm expectation. Start your mornings with a winning thought. Not just motivation, but belief. Today will bring progress. I'm equipped for this moment. Something great is already unfolding. Say it out loud. Let your thoughts hear your conviction. Doubt is natural, but belief is a habit. And like any habit, it can be trained. You train it by choosing faith over fear, clarity over chaos, and strength over shrinking back, especially when the pressure shows up. The world will mirror your energy. If you walk into life expecting failure, it echoes that. But if you walk in like the win is already yours, the world begins to shift in your favor. That's not magic. That's mindset. Train your thoughts like a champion, with discipline, with intention, with the boldness to expect the result before it's even visible. That's how leaders move. That's how history is made. In silence, with certainty. So stop doubting your potential. Start conditioning your thoughts like they've already won. Because the truth is, once your mind believes, your life will follow. Chapter 5. Act like the version of you who already has it. The fastest way to become the person you want to be is to act like you already are, not in arrogance, but in alignment. Ask yourself, how would the successful version of me think, speak, and move today? Then start living that answer. You don't wait until you achieve the goal to become the person. You become the person first, and the goal follows. Identity drives behavior, and behavior drives results. Shift your identity, and your outcome changes with it. Success isn't just something you chase, it's something you practice. You don't fake it, you walk in it. You show up with the energy, habits, and discipline of someone who already owns what they desire. You want to become unstoppable. Start acting like the person who doesn't quit, the person who shows up early, who leads with confidence, who doesn't need permission to believe in themselves. That version of you is already inside. Activate it. You'll never attract what you're not aligned with. That's why your energy matters. If you carry doubt, you repel opportunity. But if you carry belief, you pull success toward you like gravity. People feel it, results follow it. Start dressing, talking, and moving like you already made it. Not to impress, to embody, to show your mind that you are serious about this vision, that this isn't a wish, it's a reality you're stepping into. The version of you who already has it doesn't overthink. They execute. They know who they are. They've made peace with their past and are focused fully on where they're going. That energy is available now, not later. If you want more, you have to become more. And becoming more doesn't start with money, followers, or success. It starts with mindset, with posture, with self-respect. Carry yourself like it's already yours, because it's coming. You won't feel ready. That's normal. Growth never feels like confidence. It feels like risk. But act anyway. Lean into the version of you who walks with courage, who speaks with clarity, who moves like they belong. It's not about pretending. It's about practicing. Practicing greatness before it shows. Practicing leadership before the title. Practicing peace before the storm ends. That's how you become the person who can actually hold the success. Shift your standard. Ask yourself, would the next level me settle for this habit, this thought, this distraction? If not, let it go. Your future self needs space to grow. Don't keep feeding them yesterday's mindset. Your surroundings don't determine who you are. Your decisions do. Even if your world doesn't look like your vision yet, your behavior can. Start becoming the proof before the world gives you permission. Stop waiting for a breakthrough before you show up like you've already broken through. That kind of inner conviction is rare, and it's what separates leaders from the crowd. You don't need the results to prove who you are. You need the actions that prove who you're becoming. The more you act like it's already yours, the faster the world starts treating you like it is. Speak to yourself with authority. Make decisions from your future, not your fears. The version of you who already has it doesn't negotiate with doubt. They trust their direction and walk in it fully. There will always be reasons to wait, but winners move now. They act with the posture of ownership. They don't ask for permission to believe in themselves. They own the dream and let their daily action reflect it. Alignment doesn't come from thinking. It comes from doing, from choosing habits that match the vision, from saying no to things that shrink you and yes to the ones that stretch you. That's what becoming looks like. When your behavior matches your belief, your life begins to shift, not by luck, but by law. The law of alignment rewards those who walk in advance of what they want. Step into the room like you belong there. Step into the work like you're capable. Step into the moment like it was made for you, because that energy tells the world, I'm not trying, I'm arriving. So don't just dream it, become it. Don't just want it, walk in it. Because the version of you who already has it, they're not far away. They're waiting for you to show up today. You don't level up by accident. You level up by intention. Every decision you make, every habit you build, every standard you raise is a message to your future. I'm ready to meet you. Start making decisions like you already arrived. There's a big difference between hoping for success and preparing for it. Hoping waits, preparing moves. When you act like you already have it, you start building systems, routines, and energy that attract the life you want. Start holding yourself to a higher standard, not when people are watching, but especially when no one is. That's how the next version of you is born. In the silence, in the discipline, in the moments you choose to be excellent without applause. The version of you who already has it doesn't need external motivation. They are driven by a deeper internal calling, a clear purpose. You tap into that when you act like success is already written, not something you have to chase. When you carry yourself like a leader, opportunities start opening that weren't there before, not because they didn't exist, but because you weren't aligned with them. Now you're speaking the same frequency as your future. Let your effort reflect your expectation. Show up with the energy of someone who knows their time is coming, because the truth is, it is. And when it arrives, it'll match the version of you you've been practicing in private. Don't water yourself down to match your surroundings. Elevate your presence. Raise the bar. You are not here to fit in. You're here to grow into the version of you that others can't ignore. Your current life is not the limit. It's the launch pad. But you must move like it. Walk like your next chapter is already unfolding. Talk like your vision is already real, because soon it will be. Preparation is proof of belief. When you act like it's already yours, you begin to plan differently, speak differently, and work with the patience of someone who already knows the ending. There's a version of you that isn't shaken by delay. That version keeps showing up, keeps giving effort, keeps operating with faith. They know that acting ready makes you ready. Every time, show up today like you're already living the reward. Be grateful now. Be focused now. That emotional energy is powerful. It tells your body, your mind, and your environment that the future is already unfolding. It's not about tricking yourself. It's about leading yourself, leading your actions, leading your habits, and teaching your identity to become bigger than your circumstances. People might not understand your confidence. Let them wonder. They don't see the vision you carry. They weren't there during your transformation. Your calm power is not arrogance. It's preparation turned into presence. Acting like it's already yours doesn't mean skipping the work. It means matching it with belief. It means showing up with the kind of discipline that knows the reward is inevitable. The world respects those who don't flinch. When you walk into the room with quiet conviction, people feel it. That's what acting like the best version of yourself creates. Presence, not performance. You won't always feel like the future version of yourself, but act anyway. Speak with confidence, even if your voice shakes. That courage becomes momentum, and momentum becomes identity. Make every choice as if the outcome is guaranteed. Spend your time like it's valuable. Move like your presence matters. Live like the life you want is already within reach, because it is. It's not ego, it's embodiment. You're embodying your goals before they fully arrive. That's how energy shifts. That's how new doors open. That's how you build a life that reflects the version of you you've already met in your mind. Every day is a chance to reinforce your next identity. The stronger your consistency, the more natural it becomes. Soon, you won't be acting anymore. You'll simply be aligned with who you were always meant to be. So walk in it, stand in it, become it. Don't wait for permission to become the next version of you. You've already got the vision. Now act like it's already yours, and your life will catch up. Chapter 6. Energy attracts. Align with what you desire. You don't get what you want. You get what you align with. Your energy is a signal. Every thought, every word, every habit is casting a vote for the future you say you want. If your energy is full of doubt, confusion, or fear, that's what you pull in return. Desire alone isn't enough. You have to become the kind of person that what you want is looking for. Success, peace, opportunity, they flow toward people who are already operating on the same frequency. If you want clarity, you must think clearly. If you want abundance, you must act generously. If you want growth, you must stop settling. The energy you give off sets the stage for what life sends back to you. Your energy speaks before you say a word. It walks into rooms with you. It answers questions before you open your mouth. That's why alignment isn't just internal. It shows in your habits, your discipline, your presence. You can't keep asking for more while staying loyal to the energy of less. Upgrade how you speak about yourself. Upgrade how you handle discomfort. Upgrade how you carry the dream, because energy listens. The universe doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to certainty. Move like what you want is already moving toward you. Think like it's already on the way. That mindset shifts your entire vibration. Start checking your alignment daily. Do your words match your goals? Do your habits reflect your vision? Does your circle support your energy? If not, it's time to realign before you drift any further. You can't fake alignment. Your results will expose the truth. The energy you bring to your work, your health, your relationships, it's all telling a story. Make sure it's a story that aligns with where you're headed. Desire is the spark. Energy is the fuel. You need both. One pushes you to dream, the other keeps you moving when the dream demands effort, patience, and consistency. You attract what you prepare for. If you're not prepared mentally, emotionally, and physically, even the right opportunity can pass you by. Energy creates readiness, and readiness draws results. Let go of begging energy. Let go of chasing. Start receiving by becoming. When you become the version of you that already has it, your frequency does the attracting for you. Every time you match your actions to your intentions, your energy grows stronger. You begin to trust yourself. You stop waiting for signs and start becoming the sign. You shift from "I want" to "I'm ready." Your energy teaches people how to treat you. If you walk with doubt, they'll question your value. If you walk with confidence, they'll meet you with respect. Energy always sets the tone before you say a word. Be aware of your atmosphere, the energy of your room, your routine, your relationships. It all adds up, and it's either pulling you forward or holding you back. Keep your space aligned with your highest standard. Act as if what you want is already on its way. This doesn't mean you sit back. It means you show up better, you eat better, you think clearer, you train your body and your habits like you're already living in your breakthrough. There's a version of you who doesn't second-guess every step, who doesn't shrink in rooms or hesitate when opportunities arise. That version lives in your energy. Tap into it and let it lead your behavior. People don't follow perfection. They follow energy. They follow those who are aligned, consistent, and convicted. That's how you lead. Not by faking the destination, but by walking toward it with purpose. Your environment will always reflect your inner state. If you're cluttered mentally, you'll attract chaos. If you're peaceful and clear, you begin to attract ease. Energy doesn't lie. It creates mirrors. Raise your energy, and everything else rises. Your boundaries get stronger. Your vision gets clearer. Your actions become sharper. You don't just want the best, you expect it. And that expectation changes your results. So stop waiting for your reality to change your energy. Flip it. Let your energy change your reality. Start aligning your thoughts, words, actions, and mindset, and watch what starts moving in your favor. Energy is the invisible force behind every outcome. You can't see it, but you can feel it. And the world responds to it. Before anyone believes in you, they feel your conviction. If you're not sold on your own vision, don't expect the world to buy in. The energy of belief is magnetic. It pulls the right people, opens the right doors, and keeps momentum alive when logic says you should give up. It's not about hype, it's about frequency. What you give off is what you receive back. Low energy comes from misalignment, doing things that drain you, thinking thoughts that shrink you, and surrounding yourself with people who dim your light. High energy starts with choosing better thoughts, better action, better company. The goal is not to be positive all the time. The goal is to be aligned, to act with clarity, move with purpose, and stay connected to the energy of who you are becoming. When you're aligned, things start flowing, not forced. Everything carries energy. Your tone, your words, your silence, your work ethic. When you clean up your energy, your life begins to organize itself around that shift. You attract better because you became better. Don't let outside chaos affect your inner calm. That's where alignment breaks. Stay grounded in your vision. Protect your peace like it's part of the process, because it is. When your energy is clear, your decisions get easier. You no longer ask, "Is this good?" You ask, "Does this align?" That shift will protect you from so many wrong moves. Success doesn't chase noise. It finds alignment. It finds those who work quietly, stay disciplined, and move like the vision is non-negotiable. That energy doesn't need to scream. It speaks for itself. If you ever feel stuck, check your energy first. Are you aligned with where you want to go, or anchored to where you used to be? Growth begins when your energy starts moving forward again. Make your energy match the outcome you're expecting. You want peace? Move with peace. You want success? Carry excellence in the small things. Energy sets the tone long before the results arrive. Don't let people who aren't aligned with your future have access to your energy. Guard your space. Protect your purpose. Some people drain you not because they're bad, but because they're not growing with you. The energy of discipline feels different. It's focused, calm, determined. It doesn't rush. It doesn't panic. It shows up daily, regardless of how it feels. And over time, it begins to outwork everything in its way. Gratitude is a high-frequency energy. When you live in appreciation, you multiply what's good in your life. Gratitude is not weakness. It's alignment. It's strength. It reminds your energy that you're already blessed. And more is coming. Don't chase, align. If it's meant for you, you won't have to force it. But you do have to become ready for it. Becoming aligned is how you receive without begging, how you attract without chasing. Stop speaking from fear, start speaking from faith. That shift in energy changes your posture, your decisions, and your results. Speak as if the outcome is certain, because aligned energy doesn't question its direction. You don't manifest what you say. You manifest what you match. You can't say abundance and act in lack. You can't want growth and stay in comfort. Your energy must mirror the thing you're reaching for. When your energy is aligned, you stop taking things personally. You stop reacting. You start responding from a grounded place. That shift not only protects your peace, it attracts new levels of respect. You don't need to announce your shift. Just make it. Energy is felt. The right people will notice. The right opportunities will respond. The world listens to the quiet certainty of someone who knows exactly who they are. Start living like your energy is expensive, because it is. Stop giving it to people, situations, or thoughts that can't multiply it. That's how you level up without burning out. The version of you you're becoming already exists. It's waiting for your energy to rise to its level. Every time you align your actions with your higher self, you're one step closer to making that future your present. Chapter 7. Block doubt. It cancels everything you're building. Doubt is the silent destroyer. It sneaks in quietly, not with a shout, but with a whisper. What if you're not ready? What if you fail? It doesn't need proof. It just needs your permission. And if you don't block it, it spreads. You've already planted the seeds of belief. But doubt is a poison that chokes your confidence before your growth has time to take root. That's why it must be confronted immediately, not with fear, but with truth. Every time you give doubt space, you lose momentum. It makes you second-guess decisions, delay action, and shrink your vision. You don't need to be perfect. You need to stay planted. Doubt uproots dreams before they even begin. Doubt thrives in silence. That's why you must speak against it. Speak belief. Speak progress. Even if you don't fully feel it, say it. Your voice becomes the line between surrendering and standing tall. You can feel afraid and still believe. Doubt tells you to wait until you're ready. Belief says, let's move anyway. When you act in the presence of doubt, you weaken its grip and strengthen your mindset. Don't let one bad moment rewrite your mission. Doubt loves to exaggerate failure, magnify flaws, and distort the truth. But you're not here to be perfect. You're here to be persistent. Keep going, even through the fog. Your mind is a battlefield, and doubt is a master of disguise. It can sound like logic. It can wear the mask of caution. But deep down, you know when it's limiting you. Learn to recognize it, and then reject it. You don't overcome doubt once. You overcome it daily. It's a habit, a discipline. Every time you choose action over hesitation, you're training your mind to believe more than it fears. The most dangerous part of doubt is that it feels comfortable. It gives you an excuse not to try, not to risk, not to grow. But that comfort zone is a cage, and the longer you stay, the more your potential withers. You can't build a strong future with a doubtful foundation. You have to reinforce your mindset with truth, with repetition, with a reminder of who you are and why you started. That's how you keep the structure standing. Block doubt at the door. Don't let it get cozy. Don't entertain it like a guest. The longer you host it, the harder it is to evict. Keep your mind focused, your routine locked, and your vision protected. You're not falling behind. Doubt just wants you to think you are. You're not unqualified. Doubt just magnifies your insecurities. Train yourself to pause, check the source of the thought, and ask, is this helping or hurting me? When you start succeeding, doubt changes tactics. It won't always say, you can't. Sometimes it'll whisper, you don't deserve it. Block that too. You've earned your place. You've earned your progress. Own it. You won't always feel 100% certain, and that's okay. Confidence doesn't mean zero fear. It means fear doesn't control your next move. Block the doubt, take the step, and prove yourself right. The more you focus on possibility, the smaller doubt becomes. Feed your faith with evidence. Remind yourself of past wins, of how far you've come. Doubt fades in the presence of progress. Surround yourself with people who pour belief into you, not fear. Doubt multiplies in toxic environments. But in the presence of vision, courage, and support, it shrinks fast. Choose your circle wisely. Sometimes doubt sounds like other people's voices. Filter that out. Don't internalize their fears. Just because they couldn't do it doesn't mean you can't. Their limits aren't your blueprint. You are not the voice of your doubt. You are the one who gets to respond to it. You hold the final say. And every time you respond with action, with courage, with clarity, you build something that doubt can't touch. Doubt wants you to pause forever. But belief only needs one bold step. Just one. That's how momentum is built. And momentum is the thing doubt fears the most, because it can't keep up once you get moving. So block the doubt, not once, But every time it shows up, meet it with truth, replace it with action, and remind it who you are. Not someone who stops when it's hard, but someone who rises when it matters most. Doubt isn't always loud. Sometimes it's subtle. It creeps in through hesitation, second-guessing, overthinking. That's why awareness is power. The faster you spot it, the faster you can stop it from gaining ground. You don't need to feel confident to move. You just need to move despite the doubt. Every step you take weakens its voice. Movement creates clarity, and clarity silences confusion. Keep moving and you'll think stronger. Every major breakthrough begins with a moment of uncertainty. The key is to walk through it anyway. Doubt is a test of how bad you want it. If your belief isn't stronger, doubt will win. Make belief your weapon. The more you avoid taking action, the louder doubt becomes. It feeds on inactivity. It thrives when you stay still. But even a small step in faith can shut it down. Action exposes doubt as nothing more than noise. You owe it to your future to silence the noise in your head. Because your next chapter isn't waiting for permission from fear, it's waiting for a version of you that acts with courage even when the outcome isn't clear. Sometimes doubt sounds smart. It uses logic to delay risk. But growth was never supposed to be safe. Block that logic when it becomes a limit. You can be wise and still bold. You can be calculated and still courageous. Every day you hesitate is a day you delay your next level. Doubt wants you stuck in planning mode forever, but faith lives in motion. Block doubt by choosing movement. Even messy movement builds confidence. Look at how far you've already come. Was it luck? Was it accident? Or was it belief in moments when no one saw your effort? Remind yourself, you've already defeated doubt before, and you'll do it again. You don't need external approval to block internal doubt. People may question your timing, your methods, your dream, but if it's aligned with your purpose, your belief must speak louder than their noise. If doubt wins the morning, it controls your day. Start your mornings with intention. Feed your mind before fear gets a chance. Protect that first hour. It's your mental shield against everything that tries to shake your belief. Fear asks, what if I fail? But belief counters with, what if I win? Both are imagined futures, but only one fuels progress. Feed the right future with your energy, and doubt will lose its grip on your momentum. You'll never completely eliminate doubt, but you can dominate it. The more consistently you take action in spite of it, the less control it has. Doubt may show up, but it doesn't get to lead anymore. Write your vision where you can see it. Speak it where you can hear it. Move toward it until it becomes so real, doubt has no place left to live. Fill your space with reminders of why you began. Doubt can't survive where discipline lives. When you're committed to your routine, focused on your goals, and aligned with your vision, there's no room for hesitation. Discipline doesn't entertain doubt, it overrides it. You don't have to feel brave to make bold moves. In fact, most breakthroughs happen when courage meets discomfort. Doubt shrinks in the presence of repeated bravery. So be bold, especially when it's hard. You're not failing because you doubt. You only fail when you let doubt decide. Let that sink in. Doubt is a visitor, not a resident. You can acknowledge it without obeying it. Let belief take the lead. When you're close to a breakthrough, doubt gets louder. That's not a sign to stop, it's confirmation to keep going. Doubt screams the loudest when it knows your next step could prove it wrong. Everything great you admire was once built in the face of doubt. No one builds a dream without resistance, so if you feel it now, good, you're in the right place. Now push through, that's where belief becomes real. Refuse to let a passing emotion destroy a permanent calling. Doubt is temporary. Vision is forever. If you hold the vision long enough, the doubt will eventually have to let go. Block doubt. Replace it. Outwork it. Outspeak it. Outlast it. Because every time you do, you're not just making progress. You're becoming the version of you that doubt can't touch. Chapter 8. Stay in faith. Even when you don't see results, faith is the discipline to keep walking when nothing around you confirms you're on the right path. It's trusting the process when progress is invisible, when the applause is silent, and when the outcomes feel delayed. Anyone can believe when everything is working, but real power? That's believing before the breakthrough, showing up with consistency when the results aren't showing up with you. The seed doesn't sprout the day it's planted. It grows in silence, below the surface, in the unseen. Your effort is no different. Just because you can't see the outcome doesn't mean it's not working. Faith reminds you that roots are forming. The foundation is being built. And when the time is right, the growth will become obvious. But only to those who didn't give up early. There will be days where your faith feels heavy. When the silence becomes uncomfortable, that's when most people quit. Not because they didn't have talent, but because they didn't have trust. Trust in the timing, trust in the preparation. Trust that what you're building will be worth the wait. Don't let a slow season convince you the dream has died. Faith is the refusal to let circumstances shrink your commitment. The numbers may not look right. The feedback may be quiet. But your energy can't match your environment. It has to match your intention. Stay consistent even when it feels empty. That's how you earn what can't be rushed: mastery, growth, and inner strength that lasts. You were never promised fast results. You were promised a chance to become. And becoming takes time. It takes showing up when you're tired. It takes staying focused when distractions scream louder than progress. Faith is your anchor in the in-between, the invisible space where most people lose sight of why they started. But you hold on. It's easy to compare, easy to scroll and see someone else winning, but you don't know what season they're in, and you don't know what yours is preparing you for. Faith keeps your eyes on your own paper. It says, I'm not behind, I'm building. And that simple mindset can be the difference between quitting and breaking through. Sometimes the silence is where your real strength gets built, when there's no reward, no applause, and no obvious growth. But you're still disciplined. That version of you, that's the one who can handle success when it comes. Because you didn't just wish for it, you worked for it when no one was watching. Results are not the only proof of progress. Sometimes it's the mindset shift, the emotional control, the inner peace that wasn't there before. Faith teaches you to see differently, to recognize growth even when it doesn't look like a win. You're being stretched, refined, and sharpened for what's coming. Don't mislabel it as failure. Stay in motion, even when your emotions want to quit. Faith isn't a feeling, it's a decision. You decide to trust. You decide to keep going. You decide to keep sowing the seed, even when the soil looks dry. Because real faith doesn't just survive the waiting, it grows deeper in it. You don't have to see the result to believe in the purpose. You just need to remember the reason. Why did you start? Who are you doing this for? What's the cost of quitting now? When you can answer those with clarity, you carry a kind of faith that doesn't shake, even in silence. When the process is slow, don't lower your effort. Raise your focus. Raise your gratitude. Raise your standard. The ones who finish strong are the ones who mastered the middle, the quiet space between the beginning and the reward. That's where champions are built. Faith is not ignoring what's real. It's choosing to believe there's more. It's staring at what is and still choosing to prepare for what could be. And if you can hold on to that mindset through the slow days, you'll walk into blessings most people gave up too soon to receive. Progress rarely shows up with an announcement. It comes quietly, in your consistency, in your small wins, in the habits that feel boring but compound in power. Stay with them. That's where the transformation is happening. Don't judge your future based on today's silence. Most people don't fail from lack of effort. They fail from lack of faith in the effort. They didn't stay long enough, didn't believe deep enough. And because they didn't see results fast, they assumed nothing was working. Don't be that person. Your results are catching up. Remind yourself daily, not everything that matters can be seen. The mindset you're developing, the resilience you're growing, the patience you're learning, it's all part of the result. Faith gives you the eyes to see what others ignore, that the work inside is just as real. Your faith is your responsibility. No one else can carry it for you. They can support you, sure, but only you can show up when it's hard. Only you can choose to keep building, and only you will fully understand what it meant to stay when everything around you said quit. Every season of delay is still a season of development. Don't waste it looking for shortcuts. Use it. Sharpen your skill. Reconnect with your vision. Get better while you wait. Then, when the door opens, you'll walk through it ready, not desperate. Trust is a muscle, and like any muscle, it gets stronger under tension. When things feel uncertain, that's your chance to build belief, to get clearer, to dig deeper. That's not a setback, it's a setup for durability. You're not stuck. You're in the stage where faith does its best work. The world hasn't seen what's coming, but you have. Hold the vision, speak it out loud, walk in it before it arrives, because energy builds what doubt tries to destroy. Stay in faith, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's not. Because the moment you're ready to quit is often the moment the breakthrough is being finalized behind the scenes. Don't leave before it finds you. Faith is most real when the evidence is least visible. It's easy to believe when things are going your way, but faith isn't built in ease, it's built in silence. The silent seasons are sacred. They teach you to lean inward, to walk without needing confirmation, and to lead yourself when no one else is clapping. You don't need results to move like a winner. You need a reason strong enough to make you show up, even when it hurts, even when it's lonely, even when nothing looks like it's working. That reason becomes your anchor. It keeps your focus sharp while the world tests your patience. Faith isn't blind. It sees what's coming before anyone else does. That's your job, to hold the picture of your future so clearly that not seeing it doesn't shake you, because you already saw it in your mind. That vision is stronger than anything your current results can say. You can't measure growth only by visible outcomes. Sometimes growth means learning how to stand tall in silence, how to be grounded when nothing feels certain. Those moments are milestones too. You just have to look with better eyes. Faith doesn't guarantee fast results. It guarantees strength through the wait. It doesn't erase doubt. It just refuses to surrender to it. And when you live in that space long enough, you start realizing that strength is more valuable than speed. You might not see results yet, but every day you show up, something shifts. Your mind expands. Your habits solidify. Your voice gets clearer, and your future starts bending toward you. Keep going. Progress is happening whether it's visible or not. When you build with faith, you don't need outside approval. You trust your own consistency. You know that planting today builds a harvest tomorrow, and you stop trying to convince others because you've already convinced yourself. Some days the only result you'll get is that you didn't give up. That's still a win. That's still forward movement. And in a world addicted to fast success, your quiet commitment becomes rare and powerful. You weren't meant to chase outcomes. You were meant to create alignment. When you stay in alignment with your goals, your work, your values, results become inevitable. Faith is the decision to hold that alignment even in uncertainty. A lack of results doesn't mean a lack of worth. Don't let your progress define your identity. You are still becoming, still learning, still refining. And often, the most powerful shifts happen just before the reward arrives. When things feel slow, return to your purpose. Remind yourself why you started. Write it. Say it out loud. Your reason reignites your belief, and belief, when activated daily, keeps your energy alive when outcomes feel far away. The version of you who already has the result, how would they think today? How would they act, speak, prepare? That's who you need to be now. Faith means stepping into that energy before the reality changes. Don't make long-term decisions based on temporary emotions. The delay isn't denial, it's development, it's training. Every no, every pause, every silence is shaping something in you that shortcuts can't replicate. Faith removes the pressure to control the timeline. You don't have to force what's already yours. You just have to stay ready, stay sharp, stay aligned. Because when it shows up, it won't wait for you to get prepared. This season is not punishment, it's positioning. You're being placed, set up, refined. The silence isn't blocking your blessing. It's stretching your capacity to receive it. Bigger dreams require deeper roots. Let faith quiet your overthinking. Not everything needs to be figured out right now. Sometimes you just need to keep walking. The next step will appear when you've proven you're committed to the current one. Don't envy someone else's fast journey. You don't know what shortcuts they took or what cracks they're hiding. Faith teaches you to build something real, something solid, and real things take time. When faith becomes your habit, doubt loses its urgency. You don't panic at delays. You don't flinch at silence. You move like someone who knows, not guesses, that the outcome is secure. Your job isn't to predict the result. Your job is to protect your belief. To move every day with the energy of someone who's being prepared for something great. That energy rewrites timelines. So if today feels slow, silent, or stuck, good. That means you're in the training ground of giants. And the ones who survive this season with faith, they don't just succeed, they lead. Chapter 9. The universe responds to bold belief. Bold belief is more than confidence. It's a decision to act as if the result is already in motion. It's not waiting for guarantees. It's moving like the door is going to open, even if you can't see the handle yet. The universe responds to that kind of faith. Not the passive kind, but the relentless kind that walks with conviction in every step. Your energy introduces your intention before you speak. When you carry belief in your posture, in your words, and in your focus, the world takes notice. People feel it. Opportunities feel it. That frequency pulls things into your life that hesitation would have scared away. Bold belief makes space for the impossible. Most people wait for confirmation before they commit. Bold ones commit first, then let the universe catch up. You don't need everything figured out to move. You just need enough courage to start. Starting with belief is like igniting a signal, one the universe is already wired to respond to. Your belief sets the limit. If you think small, you receive small. But when you think big, act big, and carry yourself like it's already done. That energy shifts the course of your path. The universe doesn't reward timid wishes. It moves in alignment with your boldest expectations. Hesitation blocks momentum. Belief multiplies it. If you want life to meet you with power, you have to bring that power first. Walk like you belong in every room your dream would place you. That confidence is a magnet. It attracts opportunity that can't find you while you're still doubting. Bold belief isn't arrogance, it's alignment. It's choosing to trust the vision that was placed in your heart. It's showing up before the results show up. Not to prove something to the world, but to prove to yourself that you're ready for what's coming. The universe respects energy that's certain. When you make decisions like it's already yours, with focus, with clarity, with intensity, you begin to move in rhythm with possibility. Life starts revealing paths that doubt would have kept hidden from you. Every bold decision echoes. It sends a message. It tells the universe you're serious, that you're done playing small, that you're no longer asking for permission to rise. That kind of energy doesn't go unnoticed. It shifts the entire field you're playing on. Small belief looks for signs. Bold belief becomes the sign. It doesn't wait for proof. It acts like proof. And that shift, from waiting to becoming, is what puts you on a level where things begin to move faster, louder, and stronger. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you believe you deserve. Bold belief raises your internal standard. It removes the backup plans. It burns the excuses. It says, "This is happening," and moves with the kind of clarity that bends reality. Bold belief is a language, and everything listens. People, opportunities, resources, timing. The more you speak in certainty, the more you become a magnet for what matches that tone. The universe doesn't respond to noise. It responds to frequency. The version of you that walks with bold belief isn't scared of failure because they've already decided to outlast it. They move with peace in the process. They trust the silence. And because of that, they don't just succeed, they stand out. If you want to command more from life, you have to lead with the belief that you're already worthy of it. Bold belief doesn't shrink in big rooms. It doesn't soften in front of pressure. It holds its shape, because it's built on something deeper than emotion. The more certain you are, the more momentum you create. Bold belief removes the gap between intention and execution. It doesn't need motivation. It's fueled by clarity. And that clarity invites the universe to remove resistance. You don't have to force what's aligned. You just have to become bold enough to receive it. Bold belief says yes without knowing all the hows. And the moment you do that, the path begins to unfold. Not by magic, but by matching energy. Every bold move is a seed. And the universe doesn't ignore seeds that are planted with courage. What you start today in boldness will return with fruit in seasons to come. Keep watering that belief. Even if it hasn't bloomed yet, it will. The people who create the most impact don't always have more resources. They just believe harder. They trust deeper. They commit louder. And their energy becomes undeniable, even to the people who once ignored their potential. If you're doubting whether to leap, leap. Bold belief doesn't need all green lights. It moves on conviction. It acts while the rest of the world waits. Because it knows one truth. Action backed by belief is louder than 1,000 plans whispered in fear. You don't manifest what you pretend to believe. You manifest what you boldly claim, over and over, in your words, in your routine, in your focus. Your energy tells the universe what you're ready for, so speak it with force and follow it with action. Let today be the day you stop waiting and start walking, not with fear, not with a backup plan, but with bold belief that your vision matters and your steps have power. The universe is listening. Now give it something fearless to respond to. Bold belief isn't about always feeling strong. It's about choosing strength, even when you feel uncertain. It's about pushing forward without needing applause, without begging for signs. That commitment to belief makes your presence felt long before your results do. Every action you take with conviction carries a weight the universe respects. It's not the size of your audience, your platform, or your past that moves things. It's your energy. When that energy is rooted in certainty, everything begins to shift in your favor. There's something magnetic about someone who has already decided, not hoping, not trying, decided. That energy doesn't waver, and the universe mirrors it. Life starts matching the level of your certainty, not your circumstances. Don't wait to see it before you believe it. Believe it, then build it. Then keep showing up like the outcome is inevitable. Because when belief becomes your baseline, resistance loses its power over you. Fear fades when belief takes the wheel. The louder your faith becomes, the quieter your doubts get. And that clarity gives you speed. The universe doesn't respond to confusion. It responds to clarity wrapped in commitment. Your words are power, but belief gives them fire. Don't just say you'll succeed. Say it like you mean it. Like it's already done. Speak like someone who's already walking in the answer, not someone begging for permission to try. The most successful people aren't always the most talented. They're the ones who refuse to let doubt drive. They believed so boldly, so consistently, that even the universe had to step aside and let them pass through. The minute you choose belief over hesitation, you take back control. You stop reacting and start creating. That decision separates you from the masses, not because you're better, but because you chose to believe bigger. Bold belief requires risk, but it's the kind of risk that brings growth. It pulls you into situations that stretch you, environments that elevate you, and opportunities that transform you. The risk is never greater than the reward. You can't tiptoe toward greatness. You have to walk like you own it, like your success is overdue and your energy is already claiming it. That's what makes doors open. That's what changes the room when you enter. Keep in mind, the universe isn't ignoring you. It's waiting for you to go all in. Half-hearted energy attracts half-hearted results. The moment you drop the hesitation and act with boldness, alignment becomes your new normal. The path doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be pursued. Bold belief doesn't guarantee you won't fall. It guarantees you'll get up faster, push harder, and rise higher than anyone who never dared to begin. Belief builds character long before it builds outcomes. You become more focused, more disciplined, more unshakable, and those qualities outlast any temporary success because they are success. If you want extraordinary, stop playing ordinary. There's nothing powerful about playing small to make others comfortable. Believe boldly and let your life be the evidence that courage pays off. Never let someone else's fear limit your faith. Bold belief isn't contagious to everyone, but it's powerful enough to open paths for those willing to carry it. You don't need validation. You need vision. Think of belief as a frequency. The stronger it vibrates, the more it attracts what aligns. Weak belief creates static, but bold belief, it's clear, focused, and confident. It sends out a signal that can't be missed. You don't have to force what flows. Bold belief allows you to stop chasing and start receiving. It teaches you to walk like you belong, because you do, and the universe starts treating you accordingly. Even in silence, belief works. Even in setbacks, belief stands tall. Your job isn't to convince anyone. Your job is to become undeniable. The moment you believe you're unstoppable, you are. Results don't build belief. Belief builds results. The sooner you anchor your identity in that truth, the sooner life will mirror back what you're sending out. Change your belief, and you change your reality. The universe responds to energy that refuses to shrink. So believe big, speak bold, move fast, and keep showing up like you've already won, because in many ways, you already have. Chapter 10. Your focus is your frequency. Whatever you focus on, you amplify. Focus is not just attention, it's energy, and your energy has a frequency. When you stay focused on growth, you attract growth. When you're focused on fear, fear multiplies. You're not just observing your reality, you're tuning into it with every thought, word, and intention you carry. Focus sharpens everything. It makes your goals clearer, your distractions louder, and your standards higher. It filters what matters from what doesn't. The stronger your focus, the stronger your signal. And that signal is what tells the universe exactly what to send your way. Distractions don't always look like temptations. Sometimes they look like comfort, like familiar habits, like the need to be accepted. But every distraction is a drop in frequency. It weakens the signal. Focus is how you guard your energy from being pulled in 100 different directions. Most people aren't failing because they lack vision. They're failing because they lack focus. They keep resetting, keep shifting, keep chasing instead of building. Focus brings consistency, and consistency changes everything. When you stay locked in, momentum begins to work in your favor. Whatever you give your attention to, you give your power to. Focus is like fuel. You can burn it on noise or invest it in progress. The difference is everything. Choose to focus on what builds you, not what drains you. Your focus controls your emotions. If you're constantly looking at what's missing, you feel lack. If you focus on what's working, you feel progress. It's not about lying to yourself. It's about choosing a lens that empowers rather than weakens you. You don't need to control everything. You need to control your focus. Because focus drives behavior, and behavior drives outcomes. Keep your focus locked on your mission, not the opinions, delays, or doubts. Focus creates frequency, and frequency creates flow. When your focus is aligned with your values, your habits get easier. Your confidence rises. You stop second-guessing. You start creating momentum that moves without force. Don't let your focus get hijacked by urgency. Not everything that's loud is important. Focus allows you to say no to what's screaming so you can stay loyal to what's sacred. It builds peace, not pressure. Your goals don't need you to be perfect. They need you to stay focused, to come back even after you slip, to remind yourself what matters. Because it's not about being flawless. It's about being committed to the frequency you've chosen to live on. If you want to feel powerful, focus on what you can control. Energy, effort, thoughts, actions, that's your zone. Everything outside, that is a distraction. And the moment you shift your focus back inward, your strength returns. Focus silences noise. When you're truly locked in, the distractions start to fade. You stop caring who's watching. You stop waiting for motivation. You just work, with precision, with rhythm, with clarity that can't be shaken. Every day you choose focus is a day you rise above the average, because most people are scattered. Most people are consumed by things that don't matter. Your focus makes you rare, and rare gets results. You can't manifest a powerful life with scattered energy. You need alignment, and alignment starts with attention. When your focus is on what builds your future, everything around you begins to shift to support that. What you focus on feeds your identity. If you constantly focus on your flaws, you reinforce weakness. But if you focus on growth, potential, and daily wins, you strengthen the person you're becoming. When your focus is clear, your life simplifies. You stop chasing everything. You stop needing approval. You start walking in one direction, fast, light, and with fewer detours. That's the power of owning your attention. Your time is not your most valuable asset. Your focus is, because time without focus is wasted. But even small moments with laser focus can change everything. Guard it, train it, direct it with purpose. You don't need more motivation, you need more focus. Motivation comes and goes. Focus stays. Focus shows up when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when it's hard. And because of that, focus wins more often than hype. Your life is always echoing the frequency you're tuned into. If you want to change your results, change what you're focusing on. Your next level isn't hiding. It's waiting for you to get locked in long enough to reach it. So today, choose where your focus goes, because where it goes, your energy follows. And where your energy flows, your future is built. Stay locked in, stay aligned, stay focused, and everything else will rise to meet you. Focus is the force that turns potential into progress. You can have all the talent, all the dreams, all the resources, but without focus, it scatters. When you focus, you begin to channel your energy like a laser, sharp, precise, and impossible to ignore. Your frequency is felt. Walk into a room with clear focus, and people notice. Not because you say something loud, but because your energy is clear. That clarity is rare. That clarity is magnetic. It speaks louder than noise ever could. The enemy of focus is distraction disguised as opportunity. Not every door is meant for you. Not every invitation deserves your time. When you're focused, you stop saying yes to everything and start saying yes to what builds you. Focus is not intensity for one day. It's discipline over time. It's choosing the mission over the moment. It's trading comfort for clarity. And most importantly, it's staying committed even when the results don't show up fast. You'll never feel powerful in a scattered mind. Power lives in presence, and presence comes from focus. When you focus, you return to the now, where action lives, where change happens, where strength is built. The more focused you are, the more peace you carry. Why? Because your priorities are set. You're not trying to do everything, you're doing the right thing, and that alignment creates momentum without chaos. Your dream doesn't need 100 things from you. It needs one thing: consistency, and consistency is born from focus. Not perfect effort, but repeated effort in the same direction. That's where breakthroughs are born. What you focus on today shapes what you become tomorrow. If you focus on growth, you'll grow. If you focus on excuses, you'll stay stuck. You are not just what you think, you are what you keep thinking about. Focus builds self-respect. When you follow through, when you stay locked in, when you honor your own discipline, you begin to trust yourself. And that trust becomes fuel for every goal you're chasing. The world is designed to pull you away from yourself. Social media, comparison, drama. It's all noise. But focus is how you protect your purpose from being diluted. It's how you guard your power in a distracted age. If you want your life to change, don't change everything. Just change your focus. Start with where your eyes go when you wake up, what you let into your mind, who you listen to, because those inputs create your energy. You don't need a reset, you need a refocus. The dream didn't die, the path didn't disappear, you just let distraction talk louder than discipline. But the good news, you can return, lock back in, today. Clarity is not something you find, it's something you create through focus. The more you say no to what doesn't matter, the more clearly the right things come into view. You don't need more time, you need fewer distractions. Focus creates emotional strength. It allows you to respond instead of react, to think clearly when pressure hits, to remain grounded when things around you feel chaotic. Focus makes you unshakable in storms. You don't rise by chance, you rise by attention. The sharper your attention, the stronger your ascent. And while most people are wandering, you're building. Quietly, relentlessly. Because focus doesn't always look loud. Don't chase balance, chase alignment. Balance is fragile, but alignment is powerful. Focus helps you align your energy with your purpose, and when that happens, you stop wasting effort on things that don't multiply you. Most people spend their lives reacting. Focus allows you to start creating, to set the pace instead of chasing it, to build instead of beg. That's the shift. From passive to powerful, from scattered to certain. When you're truly focused, you stop chasing quick wins. You start building long-term rewards. Because you know, the more rooted your focus, the bigger your future becomes. That's a trade most won't make, but champions do. Every distraction you defeat sharpens your edge. It makes your frequency stronger, and soon, the things that used to steal your energy won't even catch your attention. Because you're too locked in on where you're going. So guard your focus like your future depends on it, because it does. This isn't about working harder. It's about working wiser, working aligned, working with attention so sharp that success has no choice but to find you. Chapter 11. Let go of needing it. That's when it comes. Needing something too badly can push it further away. The universe doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to alignment. When you need something to feel complete, you send a signal of lack. But when you move like you're already whole, you invite abundance. The shift is internal, but the results show up externally. Desire is powerful, but when it turns into obsession, you lose your peace. You become anxious, reactive, impatient. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. You let the desire flow without controlling how or when it arrives. Letting go is a declaration of trust. It says, I've done my part. Now I allow life to do its part. That kind of energy is magnetic. You're no longer chasing, you're attracting. You're not begging for outcomes. You're aligned with receiving. When you need something too much, your energy becomes heavy. You force, you control, you overthink. But when you detach, you create space. Space for flow, space for guidance, space for better things than your fear was settling for. You don't need to give up on your dream. You just need to stop gripping it so tightly that you choke the joy out of the process. Let it breathe. Let the process work. Trust that what's meant for you is already moving toward you. The greatest breakthroughs come when you release the pressure, when you stop trying to impress, stop trying to control, start trusting your preparation, your energy, and your faith. That's when the unexpected blessings appear. Letting go is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's realizing that your neediness is based on fear, but your confidence, that's based on faith. The more you trust the flow, the more powerfully you show up. Calm, clear, unshaken. You can't manifest greatness while clinging to fear. You have to release your attachment to how it shows up. Let go of the when, let go of the how. Lock into your energy and let the rest unfold. When your happiness depends on a result, you lose control of your peace. But when your peace comes from within, you become untouchable. You still want the goal, but you're not ruled by it. That's when real power begins. Desperation is noise. Calm belief is a signal. People can feel it. The universe can feel it. Letting go quiets your energy, removes resistance, and reminds you, you're not lacking, you're learning. The more you try to control everything, the more control you lose, because you can't force timing, people, or outcomes. What you can control is your energy, and aligned energy doesn't chase, it commands. You're not in charge of the outcome, you're in charge of showing up, of being prepared, of giving full effort without losing yourself in the result. That's the paradox. When you stop needing it, you're finally ready to receive it. Let go of needing to prove something. Let go of needing to be chosen. Just be. Be in your work. Be in your growth. Be in your alignment. And watch how the things you used to chase start chasing you. When you stop trying to fill a void with a result, you start operating from fullness. That's the version of you that makes clear decisions. That doesn't panic in silence. That attracts what's real. Because they've already become real. You've done enough begging, enough forcing. Now it's time to lead. From trust, from strength, from knowing that what's meant for you doesn't need to be controlled. It needs to be welcomed. Needing approval blocks your authenticity. Needing speed blocks your patience. Needing guarantees blocks your risk-taking. Let go of the need and rise into the version of you who acts from trust, not tension. Clarity comes when you stop grasping. Peace comes when you stop begging. What's meant for you flows to the calmest version of you, not the most frantic. Let go so that space can be made for what's next. It's okay to want it. It's powerful to believe in it. But needing it? That's when it owns you. Choose to live in freedom. Move from joy. Create without strings. That's when your greatest work and rewards show up. You don't lose your dream by letting go. You give it room to grow. Needing it limits it. Trusting it expands it. And the more you grow, the more you realize what's meant for you doesn't come through force. It comes through flow. So breathe, trust, show up with bold energy, not begging energy. Detach from the timeline. Focus on your state. Because the moment you stop needing it is the moment it starts arriving in ways you never imagined. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means showing up without tension. It means trusting yourself, your preparation, and your purpose enough to stop gripping every moment. It's knowing that pressure doesn't produce miracles. Alignment does. You've been conditioned to chase, to think that effort must come with stress. But true effort is quiet. It's consistent. It's focused without fear. You still show up, but you're not haunted by the result. That's the shift that unlocks momentum. Sometimes your energy becomes more powerful when you stop trying to control the outcome, when you stop needing the dream to validate your worth, when you realize your value was never based on results, but on who you've become through the process. Stop trying to force timelines. There is a season for everything, and your job is to stay faithful during the unseen moments. When you stop rushing, you stop resisting. And in that stillness, the next step often becomes clear. Letting go means acting with confidence, not attachment. You still work hard, you still plan, but you don't let the delay destroy your peace. That's emotional freedom, and it's often the last thing you need before the breakthrough arrives. People can feel when your energy is heavy, when your desire has turned into panic, but they can also feel when you're calm, sure, and grounded. That groundedness is attractive. It draws in the right people, the right timing, and the right results. Clutching your dream too tightly suffocates it. Just like a plant needs space to grow, your vision needs air, patience, flow, grace. Trust the roots you've planted. They are growing, even when the surface looks still. You are not behind, you're just being prepared. And sometimes the preparation takes longer because the reward is bigger than you expected. Letting go allows you to receive that fully, without anxiety stealing the moment. Let go of trying to convince everyone. Let your results speak. Let your energy speak. You don't need to be loud when your life becomes the message. Walk in peace. And let the noise make itself irrelevant. When you stop chasing what's running away, you realize how much power you still hold. You're not a beggar of destiny. You're a builder, a creator, a magnet. The second you reclaim that mindset, things begin to change direction. The more you cling, the more you close your hands to receiving. Open them. Release the pressure. Keep showing up, yes, but from a place of purpose, not panic. That's how grace enters. That's how clarity shows up. You're not waiting, you're aligning. You're not stuck, you're strengthening. That subtle shift in perspective creates a massive shift in vibration, and that vibration is the one that draws what you've been preparing for. Some things don't arrive because your energy is still anchored to fear. When you let go of needing to be in control, you let life meet you in unexpected, elevated ways. That openness is not passivity, it's power, desire with calm intention. Visualize with confidence, but detach from needing it to happen exactly your way. That's when the universe surprises you, often with something better than you originally imagined. You don't have to fight for what's already yours. You just have to become the version of you who can hold it without fear. That's the true reward. Not just getting what you want, but growing into someone who no longer clings to it. The dream doesn't want your desperation, it wants your readiness. And readiness looks like peace, like trusting the timing, like not letting a delay make you doubt the destination. You are not in survival mode anymore. You're in creation mode, so stop reaching from emptiness. Start moving from fullness. The moment you believe you are enough, without the thing starts moving toward you. Letting go allows you to enjoy the journey again. It brings back joy, clarity, and gratitude. You stop running from pain and start walking with power. And when you walk with power, results naturally begin to follow. Stop proving, stop pushing, start allowing. The version of you that attracts the dream is not the one who needs it. It's the one who knows they're already whole, already ready, already aligned. So show up with open hands and strong energy. Lead with peace. Move with certainty. And trust this. What you've been chasing might be circling back right now, finally free to land because you stopped forcing and started allowing. Chapter 12. Move daily like it's already yours. The fastest way to close the gap between who you are and who you want to be is to act like you already have it. Not in arrogance, but in alignment. You don't wait for the result to prove your belief. You let your belief shape your behavior first. The world responds differently when you move like it's already yours. You're not pretending, you're preparing. Preparing your habits, preparing your mind, preparing your environment for the version of life you're claiming. The way you move today sends a message. I'm already living in the frequency of what I want. Moving like it's already yours means waking up with intention. You train, you work, you speak with the posture of someone who knows their outcome is coming. Not because you're hoping, but because you've decided it's already in motion. The way you carry yourself when no one's watching matters. When you move like it's already yours, you keep your promises to yourself. You stop negotiating with excuses. You stay disciplined, not because you're forced to, but because you're focused. You don't need the trophy to start acting like a champion. You need the mindset, the routine, and the standard. That's how winners are made. They win in the dark before anyone claps in the light. Daily action makes the dream real. Every time you show up with purpose, you get closer. Your energy sharpens, your confidence grows. Not because something huge happened, but because you stopped waiting to feel ready. You started acting ready. When you move like it's already yours, your decisions shift. You no longer ask, "Can I do this?" You ask, "What would the future me do here?" And then you act accordingly, not perfectly, but powerfully. That energy is rare. Most people move based on what they see, but you move based on what you've decided. That certainty, that's what separates those who watch life happen from those who create it. You don't have to fake anything. You just have to align. Alignment creates momentum. Momentum creates results. And results reinforce belief. But it all starts with moving like the outcome is already part of your reality. The future doesn't need you to wait. It needs you to walk. With purpose, with focus, with presence. Every step counts, and every step sends a signal that you are already becoming what you once doubted was possible. Confidence is not something you earn later. It's something you express now. When you walk with conviction, speak with clarity, and act with consistency, life starts shifting around you. That's not magic. That's mindset. Your habits don't need to be dramatic. They need to be aligned. When your actions reflect your future self, the results will follow, slowly at first, then all at once. Keep showing up like you've already crossed the finish line. Your dream is not in the distance, it's in your discipline. And your discipline starts now, not next week, not next year, but in how you carry yourself today. Because if you're not acting like it's already yours, you're delaying the arrival. Move like your future self would move. Eat, think, rest, speak, and walk like that person. Because the more you act like them, the faster you become them. Identity drives action, and action drives reality. Even in silence, act like it's working. Even in failure, walk like it's learning. When your belief stays steady, your steps stay strong. You don't shrink when results are slow. Because you're not chasing proof, you're moving in truth. When you treat your day like it matters, it begins to. When you show up with the energy of someone who's already arrived, your environment starts to mirror that back. What you embody, you attract. This isn't about being fake, it's about being faithful. Faithful to your vision, faithful to your potential, faithful to the version of you that knows it's already coming and refuses to act like it's not. Move with gratitude, not fear. With clarity, not chaos. Because the more grateful you are for what's coming, the more confidently you move. Gratitude grounds your energy, and grounded energy multiplies results. You're not acting, you're aligning. And when you align deeply enough, long enough, the shift becomes permanent. You're no longer trying to become, you're simply being. And being is what makes the dream inevitable. So today, walk like it's done. Speak like it's true. Move like your time is now, because it is. The only thing left is for the world to catch up to what your daily energy already knows. Move like someone who knows the destination is secure. You don't need to keep checking the map. You need to keep taking steps. Every time you act like it's already yours, you collapse the distance between where you are and where you're headed. There's power in living today, like the outcome is guaranteed. It shifts how you breathe, how you handle setbacks, how you prioritize time. When you start treating each hour like it's contributing to a reality that's already yours, every hour becomes sacred. When you move with certainty, you don't rush, you align. You're not anxious for results because you know they're already being built by your consistency. That belief makes you patient, and patience makes you unstoppable. Walking in certainty doesn't mean you have every answer. It means you trust your direction. You don't shrink when the path feels unclear. You stay steady because the energy you're carrying is stronger than any external confusion. You weren't born to chase outcomes. You were built to create them. And that creation starts with your daily energy, not your someday goals. Stop waiting for permission and start moving like you're already living the reward. If you knew the door would open in 30 days, how would you carry yourself today? That's how you build forward, by living now like the outcome is promised. Your energy becomes a magnet when it's rooted in certainty. Moving like it's already yours doesn't mean ignoring challenges. It means meeting them with calm strength. It means knowing the obstacle is part of the proof, not a sign to turn around. Keep your pace steady. The win is already in progress. Every step taken in belief multiplies impact. Every habit aligned with your future self sends a signal. Even if the world isn't clapping yet, your energy is being felt. Keep walking like the results are echoing behind the scenes. It's not about how much you do, it's about how intentionally you do it. Your schedule doesn't need to be packed, it needs to be purposeful. One focused action in the right energy is more powerful than 100 rushed moves in desperation. When your behavior mirrors your belief, life adjusts. People treat you differently. Opportunities arrive, not because of luck, but because your consistent motion finally meets divine timing. That's how real shifts begin. You don't have to fake confidence, just honor the vision. Keep your focus on the version of you who already overcame. That version is real, that version is ready, that version is already living inside your discipline. The results will come. But what matters more is who you become while waiting. When you move like it's already yours, you become more honest, more efficient, and more at peace because you're not striving, you're embodying. You'll know you've shifted when you no longer seek outside reassurance. When your motivation is no longer reactive, but rooted. When you do the work without the spotlight, because you've already seen the future internally. Repetition in the right energy turns motion into momentum. When your feet move with belief, your life starts to move in rhythm, and the longer you stay consistent, the more your reality begins to reflect your readiness. Walking like it's already yours is about energy ownership. It's how you enter rooms, how you prepare behind the scenes, how you treat yourself. Confidence isn't loud, it's steady. It's built in the way you move before the crowd sees the outcome. Your vision was never about chance, it's about alignment. And when your actions rise to match the outcome you expect, you're no longer hoping for it, you're preparing for it. That's the frequency that builds a future on your terms. Don't adjust your pace based on praise. Don't slow down because no one's watching. The real win is in the silent days. When you act like the dream is already real, it becomes impossible to stop you, because nothing external can sway your core. You've already seen glimpses of what's possible. Now act like it's standard. Carry yourself with the energy of arrival, even if the world hasn't caught up yet. When your belief becomes routine, your breakthrough becomes reality. Most people want to believe once the results show up, but your power is believing now. In the process, in your ability, in your direction. That belief turns effort into evidence. Keep moving like it's yours. because it is. So write like it's already a bestseller, speak like they're already listening, build like the launch already happened, move like the life you want has already said yes, and now you're just matching your steps to the future you've already claimed. Your future doesn't begin when it arrives, it begins when you believe. Everything you've heard today is more than motivation, it's a mental blueprint. If you can see it in your mind and feel it in your spirit, then it's already yours in energy. Now let your actions match that belief. Don't wait for proof, be the proof. The world changes when you start moving like you already have the life you want. Believe deeper, act bolder, and remember, success always shows up for those who believe first and work like it's already done.